Hello everyone, back to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the Beige Climate Centre for the next 40 days in today's video, or today's second video. We've already done the 5-day forecast. You can find the video of that on the homepage. Just scroll down the page a little bit and it's there for you. There's also a written version which you can get to via the button at the top of this page that says written forecast. So this is BCC Wednesday. We're going to have a look at the Beige Climate Centre for the next month and 10 days. It takes us into July, can you believe, with this update. We're going to look at 500 millibar height anomalies first of all, and then we'll have a look at corresponding temperature and precipitation anomalies as well. Before we get on with that, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all pages. Have a browse through widgets, click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks so much for doing that. There's also video ads on most pages. They own out content when you watch them, they close back up again, and it does help to pay big ads on this.com. You can find the Beige Climate Centre on the links page. You can find a link to it on the links page. So if you want to see these charts for yourself, you can certainly do that via our links page. It's not the easiest website to navigate. It's all in Chinese, so you'll need Google Translate, something like that, to translate the charts for you. But you can get to the Beige Climate Centre via our links page. Right, let's start off with 500 millibar heights. These are broken down into 10-day periods. The first 10-day period will take us from the 26th of May through to the 4th of June. So over coming 10 days, if you like. As ever with 500 millibar heights, blue is extrapolating to low pressure, and the brighter colours, orange and red colours, they extrapolate to high pressure. So for the coming 10 days, we've got trough in the Atlantic, we've got ridging up to the north, and particularly to the northeast of us over Scandinavia, and it means that the jet stream is going rather like that in that sort of position. So it's quite unsettled, especially for the west, less so I would think for the east. And temperature's not doing all that well either, and the reason is that the jet stream is going a little bit to the south of the country, albeit just bend back up again, but it probably moves back northwards just a little bit to the east. So overall, we're almost on the cool side of the jet there for the coming 10 days. The second 10-day period goes from the 5th through to the 14th of June. This one looks better. High pressure is building from the south now. So the Azores high is coming into play. Trough of low pressure is being pinned back in the central part of the Atlantic. Jet stream is rising north into that sort of position as well. So we go on to the warm side of the jet there, I think. That would be a very pleasant spell of weather. I'm not sure it would necessarily be a heat wave, but it would certainly be a more pleasant spell of weather than we've had so far this year. It would be proper summer-like conditions, I think, during that period. And that continues into the next 10-day period as well. So this goes from the 15th through the 24th of June. And again, we've got that area of above average height sitting just to the south of us, centred across France and the Bay of Biscay. Low pressure is in the Atlantic. So it means that again, the jet stream is being pushed to the north. Going on to the warm side of the jet, we've got high pressure close to us. Very pleasant spell of summer weather. So it does look like, if this is right, we're going to get a protracted spell of really quite warm, dry conditions through the course of June. We go through to the final 10-day period, it's going from the 25th of June through to the 4th of July, and we do see a change here. And what happens is that the ridge is pulling out into the central part of the Atlantic and to the south of Greenland, which sets up this trough over the UK and extending into Scandinavia. So the jet stream here is going like that. We're going onto the cool side of the jet, and we're within a trough of low pressure within the 500 millibar flow. So that is cooler and significantly more unsettled, I think, as we go through to the very end of June and into the start of July. So whilst it looks as though June could be really quite a pleasant and decent summer month, there is signs there that as we get through to the end of it and the start of July and getting to high summer, there is a deterioration taking place within the 500 millibar flow. So this is how the temperature anomalies are looking for the next 40 days. This is again the first 10-day period, taking us from the 26th of May through to the 4th of June. And as expected, this one is coming out a little bit cooler than average. Remember, the reason is that the jet stream is just ever so slightly to the south of the country. But there is a recovery in the next 10-day period. So going from the 5th through to the 14th of June, the temperature anomaly starts to rise a little bit warmer than average. That is as the high pressure is building from the Azores in towards Spain and France. And then the next 10-day period is going from the 15th through to 24th of June. That looks really quite warm, actually, going into those deeper orange colours there. So that is probably temperature anomalies around 1 to 2 degrees above average. That would be very warm for June. You could almost say hot, perhaps, there from the 15th through to the 24th of the month. But we get to the very end of June and start of July. This is the 25th of June through to 4th of July. It's a long way out. It's day 31 to 40. But it does go cooler than average again. Temperatures significantly drop through that period as the trough gets centred over top of the UK and around Scandinavia as well. Critical period, that of course, because Wimbledon is going on then. Also Glastonbury Festival is taking place then as well. So you don't want to be thinking about a late June deterioration in the weather if you've got anything invested in those events. The precipitation anomaly for the coming 40 days, so again 26th to 4th of June, 26th of May I should say, through to the 4th of June. That one looks generally close to average, a little bit wetter than average in the north and west, and a little bit drier than average in the south and the east. The next 10-day period from the 5th through to the 14th of June, that one looks generally a little bit drier than average. It's still a bit wetter than average for Scotland. Remember, the jet stream is being pushed north here, so it's just about to the north of the country, which may lead northern Scotland to be quite wet. But elsewhere, it generally looks a little bit drier than average. And then that continues into the next 10-day period from the 15th through to the 24th of June. All places generally going drier than average. So that looks a very pleasant period. 15th, 24th of June. Keep a note of it and see whether it comes off. But it looks, on the basis of what Molly's shown today, to be generally very anticyclonic, very warm, perhaps even hot, and mostly dry as well. So you couldn't ask for more, really, if you want warm, dry summer conditions. But remember, we get that deterioration right at the end of June. So this 10-day period, the final 10-day period, from the 25th of June through to the 4th of July, it goes wetter than average. So a really marked deterioration takes place there right at the end of the month and into the start of July. Quite honestly, we set the trough up over the country. We reduce the temperatures a lot. We go colder than average after being significantly warmer than average in the 10 days preceding, and we also turn wetter than average as well. So clearly a marked deterioration taking place there as we get through to the very end of June and the start of July. So overall, June doesn't look too bad, particularly around the middle part of the month. We could be in for quite a spell of warm, maybe even hot and dry weather. But watch out for that breakdown at the end of the month, taking us through the start of July, when it turns significantly colder or cooler and more unsettled as well. That is a long way off, though, and overall I think this is a pretty good update if you want warm, dry summer conditions. It's looking as though June could be a fairly reasonable month. Famous last words. Remember, all these long-range models are highly experimental and not to be relied upon, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll do another update with the Beijing Climate Centre on Wednesday next week. Friday, it's JMA Friday, so we'll have a look at the Japanese and CFS V2 models for the coming month, and of course tomorrow we'll do our regular video update as well. Right, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.